We all like to travel, or we could all at least do with a holiday. Traveling today often starts at home, with a few clicks on your laptop. Digitalization has changed tourism, exploring new destinations, booking, planning, what to do during our holidays, and even post-holiday reviews about our experiences. All of this takes place online. So, how is the digital revolution reshaping travel and tourism? We went to its chief marketplace to find out more. Here at ITB Berlin, the world's biggest travel fair, digitalization is a core topic for 10,000 exhibitors from 186 countries. Apps, social media, virtual reality, 360-degree videos, it's the end of traditional travel as we know it. Digital has become an unavoidable topic at travel fairs like this one. And no matter who you speak to, they'll tell you it's a game changer.
The entire world is onto digital technology today.
Digital marketing is taking the world by storm.
We have already shifted gears and got into this digital mode.
Digital is absolutely important. It has become a part of our life.
Today's tourists interact at every stage of their journey. A great experience, and conversely a bad one, is likely to be exposed much more than ever before through social networks. Digitalization has changed expectations of tourists, and the travel industry needs to adapt. So, how do travel destinations do this? Let us take you on a journey around the world. All this flair on display is whetting the appetite. Those beaches in the Seychelles are beautiful. But how can this tropical paradise spread the word when it's so far from its potential clients? The archipelago in the Indian Ocean increasingly lets influencers temporarily take over its own social media accounts. The National Tourism Board says that influencers are not paid. What they get is the country's beauty as a backdrop to impress and to enlarge their following.
What it did for us, it drive a lot of his traffic to our social media page. And once the people are on there, they stay on there. So they are actually now one of our followers as well, even if after a week, the influencer gives us back our page.
Yet tourists can become advertisers. This video won a competition asking visitors to film their experiences. The prize for this Romanian couple, another trip to the Seychelles, this time to the presidential villa on the North Island. It might be a bit wobbly at times, but the entrants surely generate a lot of free footage.
The amount of content which we have gathered as a tourism board, it's amazing. We would have had to pay at minimum $50,000, if not more, to get a company to Seychelles to produce this kind of content for us. And we did it through the digital medium, a competition. And of course, we will be doing more of this in the future.
So, how do you get your target group involved? It's a key question for the travel industry today. The larger the potential audience, the bigger you have to think.
We know that people are glued to their phones, so we created apps to help people plan their travel, and we created large screen movies to help people learn about destinations.
The US has just launched not just a website or a social media page, but an entire, first-of-its-kind connected TV network called Go USA. It's a source for on-demand video content about travel experiences in the USA in single episodes or even travel series. Brand USA say its aim is to generate 3 million views in the TV network's first year.
It's a great platform. It's loaded with destination content, and the audience could stream it. Here's our departing brief.
A selfie stick may not be the hottest gift, but hey, I can use it here at ITB to entertain my followers.
Take care.
The whole world is here at ITB, and it takes just a couple of minutes to travel from the US to Kazakhstan.
Nach Kasachstan beträgt 2 Minuten.
Central Asia's largest country is using gamification to attract new visitors. Kazakhstan is launching an online game through which tourists can explore 100 holy sites. At 2.5 meters tall, these warrior giants are a great opportunity for selfies, but let's get back to gamification.
There will be an app. You'll be getting certain currency like coins. The more you progress with traveling and visiting all these 100 spots, you will be getting certain titles. So the highest title will be Khan. The coins that you get while traveling, you'll be able to monetize and exchange it for an upgrade of your flight. So depending on what partners we have in this program.
The app will have both content for virtual play and content closely tied to geolocalization, which means that you can only discover it on the ground by visiting Kazakhstan's diverse landscapes. Although the game will be mostly for a home audience to begin with, Kazakh Tourism says engagement is a field with great untapped potential, both domestically and internationally. Time to take a deep breath. Fun in the sun for your holidays seems to be a thing of the past. Travellers today want more. User experience, personalisation and proactivity are the new watchwords. And destinations such as India are aware of these changes.
Today, actually, people just don't travel for the sake of traveling. People want to have individual experiences, not just experiences, individual experiences. So it all depends on a whole lot of feedback. So I think that influences the decision-making of people. And I think this is truer and more of younger people. When you see young people today, I mean, anybody up to 60 years, I think is pretty young today. It's all about motorcycling and yoga. Now, how do you relate to that? So this is how we are trying to kind of relate to people and to topics and say, I'm bringing an excitement about yoga to a motorcycle racist. How do you do that? I mean, these things are, you got to use a little bit of imagination, and I think it's possible to make fantastic stuff.
This is a promotional video for the Indian state of Odisha. With expectations getting ever higher, travel destinations need to produce large volumes of content and also update it continuously.
Our presence is almost real time. Whenever something of importance happens, like for that matter, we are here at ITB Berlin. Our stall was inaugurated by Honorable Minister of Tourism, Government of India. We send those updates real time, and that is how we get a lot of followers.
From Indian beaches and temples to a disaster zone, virtual reality, a technology poised to change our daily lives, also excites the travel industry. And here's one of the reasons why. Let's take a virtual tour of Chernobyl, the site of a catastrophic nuclear disaster in the 80s.
Wow.
Whoa, Chernobyl. Incredible.
The
The interesting thing about VR is that you can go to places you might not necessarily want to go to yourself, but still want to see somehow, such as Chernobyl. This project by a Polish company isn't just visual, it tells the story of the people involved. So the tour of the reactor and its surroundings is educational. But if virtual exploration is increasingly important for the tourism industry, it's not just for educational purposes. What you're looking at is just a part of reality. But in virtual reality, you're fully immersed. The key word here is 360-degree videos, a major trend here at ITB. This becomes relevant for tourism when it comes to taking virtual tours. That's to say, discovering new potential holiday destinations at home. Visitors to ITB aren't here just to see nuclear wastelands on their VR glasses. For many, the attraction has more to do with pristine beaches and blue skies, like those of the Dominican Republic, and it seems to work for some.
It's interesting because you do really see everything in 360 degrees, and you have the feeling of standing there and taking a look around. It is also a bit strange, but it does really make you want to go there right now.
And the Caribbean nation is preparing to raise the virtual bar.
From my perspective, as a professional in the industry, I can tell you this is just the beginning.
It's cool if you want to choose where to go. You get a first impression. But obviously, it can't replace travelling there.
Okay, digital is everywhere. But what about countries that are already well-loved tourist destinations? Bella Italia, for example. Does it need all this? The answer is sí. In tourism, what's important at the moment is to tell a story. It's what a tourist feels after having visited a certain region, the feeling of having seen something unique. It's all about narration. The Friuli Venezia Giulia region gets its own people to do the job. 300 selected local writers from different backgrounds take over the marketing by telling their authentic domestic experiences. Travellers can speak directly to them on social media. They write about their experiences in 3 languages: Italian, English and German. This is uploaded onto a blog and fed to all Facebook channels, not only of the destination, but also to those of the bloggers. This leads to strong engagement, to a widespread sharing of content, which reaches out to much more people than through classical advertisement. Hospitality in tourism is a key element to success. The internet has had a disruptive influence with the likes of Airbnb, turning the business upside down, and it's a change which is being embraced in some countries.
So Airbnb is a platform that actually gave immense, opportunity for everybody to grow in the market. So we welcome them to operate in Malaysia. They have been operating in Malaysia, and then it actually also contributes to the community in terms of economy.
With 27 million tourists visiting Malaysia each year, the Southeast Asian country recognises that many will seek alternative forms of accommodation and prefer to go with the trend rather than fight it. But is digitalisation truly global? In China, for example, Western social media often doesn't work, and the Chinese multi-purpose social media platform, although used by 1 billion people, still has significant limitations for foreign visitors. We have developed our own application that gives access to Guilin's attractions and hotels. You can explore Guilin on your mobile phone, but it's only in Chinese. And our next step is to develop it in English, which will enable tourists from Europe to use it as well. Travelling to China in the future could become much more accessible for Westerners, and digitalisation would then potentially be an important tool when exploring regions such as Guilin, which is one of China's most popular destinations, even if it's still somewhat unknown in the West. But does everything really have to be digital? What about traditional ways of marketing? And what about the cost of all this?
It's not costly to go digital. This is what surprised me. It's very cheap to go digital compared with the traditional advertisements with spots on the different televisions, actually. But definitely the combination of those is the most profitable one in terms of advertisement, in terms of results.
So it's not all about preparing, spending and reviewing our holidays digitally. And no 360-degree video can replace a lived experience, such as the age-old tradition of rose picking in Bulgaria. Still, digital has opened many new horizons in the world of travel, and sometimes it creates beautiful stories. Just think back to that Romanian couple who recorded videos while on holiday in the Seychelles and won a second luxury trip to the tropical island. It could be worse. Whether or not you have a honeymoon lined up that might transform you into an advertiser overnight, digitalisation has substantially changed your and my holidays. Thanks for watching. And if all of this talk has given you the travel itch, I don't blame you. I think I'll take another look around myself.